If you can't stand alone, you'll never stand tall. Let me tell you something. If your strength only shows when others are holding you up, that's not strength. That's borrowed courage. The world will test you in moments when no one is there to catch you, when every familiar face has walked away. If you can't plant your feet firmly in those moments, you'll never rise above the weight of life. Standing alone is not about rejecting others. It's about knowing that your backbone isn't made of other people's opinions. Real strength is built when you're out in the open, with nothing to lean on but your own will. If you can stand there, steady and sure, then you can stand anywhere. When the applause fades, who are you? Anyone can look strong when the spotlight is on them. But who are you when the clapping stops, when the room is empty, and the only voice you hear is your own? That's the real test. Many people live for the noise. Without it, they feel small. But the truth is, the person you are in silence is the person you truly are. If your worth depends on the cheers, then you'll forever be chasing them, never owning yourself. You must learn to be just as proud of yourself in an empty room as you are on a stage. That's when your power becomes real. The crowd can carry you, but only for so long. The crowd can give you a lift, yes, but don't forget, they can also put you down. If you let a group carry your weight, they control where you go and how far you get. And here's the hard truth. Eventually they'll get tired, they'll move on. Then what happens to you? If you haven't built the strength to walk on your own, you'll be left stranded. Group support is a gift, not a guarantee. Take it when it's offered, but never depend on it to survive. Your journey will always demand steps that only you can take. The lone tree in the storm grows the deepest roots. Picture a tree standing alone in the open field. No other trees to block the wind. Every storm hits it full force. At first you'd think it's more vulnerable. But here's the truth. Because it faces the storms alone, its roots dig deeper into the ground. It becomes stronger than the ones sheltered in the forest. You're the same. When you face life without shields, you develop an inner strength nothing can rip out. Isolation isn't a weakness. It's the training ground for a depth of resilience that can't be taught, only earned. Your greatest power is found in your own silence. Silence is not emptiness. It's the forge where strength is shaped. In quiet moments, you strip away the noise, the opinions, the expectations, and you hear the truth inside you. Most people fear silence because it forces them to face themselves. But when you embrace it, you begin to see that your power was never in the crowd, never in the noise. It was always inside you. Silence teaches you to stand without leaning, to believe without hearing anyone else say you're right. That's the kind of strength the world can't touch. Stop waiting for someone to validate you. Here's the truth. Nobody is coming to hand you the title, the medal, or the crown. Life doesn't work like that. If you keep waiting for someone to tell you that you're ready, you'll be waiting forever. The world is full of people who could have made it but never did, simply because they waited for permission. Your confidence has to be self-made. Your belief has to be self-issued. No one knows your dreams better than you. No one feels your hunger more than you. If you don't crown yourself the ruler of your own life, someone else will decide your place. And I promise you, they won't set you on the throne. The world doesn't owe you approval. Some people live their whole lives chasing nods, likes and smiles. But here's the cold truth. The world doesn't owe you approval. If you make your worth dependent on what others think, you hand them the steering wheel to your life. They'll drive you where they want you to go, not where you need to be. The price of approval is control. And once you pay it, you'll have to keep paying forever. You have to decide today that your direction comes from your vision, not their opinions. Approval feels good, but freedom feels better. Denzel Washington's philosophy on self-responsibility. Denzel Washington once said, Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. What he meant is this: if you let life get too comfortable, if you let people do too much for you, you lose the muscle it takes to stand on your own. There's nothing wrong with getting help, but there's a big difference between accepting help and becoming dependent on it. Help is a hand up, dependence is a handcuff. If you can't walk without someone holding your arm, you'll never finish the race. Own your results, own your choices. That's when you start living with strength. Permission is the lock, action is the key. Think of opportunity as a locked door. Most people stand in front of it, waiting for someone to hand them the key. They hope for an invitation, a sign, or the perfect time. But the truth, you already have the key. It's called action. Every step you take, every risk you embrace, is you turning that key. And here's the twist: the door won't open until you decide to move. You can pray for it, wish for it, or talk about it, but until you act, the lock stays shut. Don't wait for someone to unlock your life. Do it yourself. Build the habit of acting without applause. If you need a crowd to cheer you on before you act, you'll rarely act at all. The greatest victories are often won in silence, with no one watching, no one clapping, no one even knowing it happened. The real champions move whether the world notices or not. You must train yourself to keep going without recognition, without comfort, without a safety net. Remember this: move without applause, act without approval, win without witnesses. When you can do that, you'll never be controlled by the noise again. Your drive will belong to you, and that's unstoppable. Comfort is a cage. No matter how golden the bars, comfort feels good. It's warm, safe, and familiar. But here's the catch: it can trap you just like a cage. The bars might shine with ease and convenience, but they're still bars. When you choose comfort over challenge, you slow your growth and limit your reach. It's easy to stay where things feel good, but that comfort keeps you stuck, hiding your true potential behind invisible walls. If you want freedom, you have to be willing to step out of that cozy cage. Because no matter how nice it looks, comfort never builds strength. It only keeps you from becoming stronger. Dependency wears a mask, and it always looks friendly. Dependency is tricky. It shows up as support, help, or safety. It smiles and says, "You're not alone." But behind that friendly face lies weakness. When you rely too much on others, you lose your edge. That safety net can turn into a trap, holding you back without you even noticing. Dependency steals your courage slowly, like a shadow creeping over your confidence. The moment you stop standing on your own 2 feet, you hand over the power to someone else. And that power is the most precious thing you have. Guard it fiercely. If they all left tomorrow, would you still rise? Here's a question worth asking. If everyone who supports you vanished overnight, would you still get up? Would you still push forward? That's the real test of strength. People come and go. Friends, family, mentors. They can lift you up, but they can't carry you forever. When you build your life on others, you risk falling hard when they're gone. The strongest people aren't the ones surrounded by a crowd. They're the ones who can stand alone and keep moving. Because no matter what, life will ask you to stand on your own. Are you ready for that moment? Own your energy, or someone else will spend it for you. Your energy is your fuel, your drive, your passion, your focus. If you don't take charge of it, someone else will. When you give control of your energy away, you let others decide how you feel, how you act, and what you believe you can achieve. That's a dangerous place to be. You must protect your energy like a treasure. Guard it from negativity, from distractions, from people who drain you. Own your energy, and you own your life. Let it slip away, and you become a puppet, dancing to someone else's tune. Be the generator, not the extension cord. True power doesn't come from plugging into others. It comes from generating your own force. Think about it. An extension cord can only deliver power if it's connected to a source. But if the source is turned off, the cord does nothing. Don't be the extension cord, waiting for someone else's energy to light your fire. Be the generator, create your own energy, fuel your own passion. When you are your own source, no storm, no setback, and no absence of others can leave you powerless. Strength begins where dependency ends. Discipline is a muscle. Work it or watch it weaken. Discipline isn't something you're born with, it's something you build. Like a muscle, it gets stronger the more you use it, and weaker the less you do. Every time you resist the easy path and choose what's hard but right, you're training your discipline. Miss one day, and you lose a bit of that strength. Skip many days, and it slips away almost completely. If you want to stand tall on your own, you must work on discipline every single day. Push yourself when it's uncomfortable. Show up even when you don't feel like it. That's how real strength is created, one choice at a time. Silence is the gym where mental strength is built. Silence can feel lonely, it can make you uncomfortable, but it's in that quiet space where your true strength grows. When you turn off distractions, turn down the noise, and sit alone with your thoughts, you face the real you. No masks, no excuses. This is where doubts are confronted, fears are named, and courage is born. The loud world often hides weaknesses, but silence reveals them and forces you to grow past them. If you avoid silence, you avoid the hardest and most important training ground for your mind. Test yourself daily. No help, no approval, no safety net. The best way to build self-reliance is to test yourself every day. Take a step without someone holding your hand, without waiting for a nod of approval, without knowing if you'll catch a break. It's not easy, it's uncomfortable, even scary. But those moments prove what you're really made of. When you learn to rely on no one but yourself, you unlock a power that no one can take away. Each challenge you face alone becomes a brick in the foundation of your independence. The question is, are you willing to walk that road? Build skills that can't be taken, stolen, or broken. Skills are your most valuable possession. Unlike money or things, skills live inside you and can't be taken away. When you invest time and effort in learning, growing, and mastering something, you create a tool that no one can steal. It becomes part of who you are. When the world changes, jobs disappear, or support fades, your skills remain. They are your safety net that can never fail. Focus on what you can build within yourself. That's true security. The hard road shapes the strongest travelers. Easy roads feel good at first, but they don't prepare you for the journey ahead. If you want to be strong, you have to walk the hard road. That road demands more sweat, more pain, and more sacrifice. It will test your patience, your will, and your spirit. But the person who takes the hard road comes out different. They come out tougher, wiser, and ready for anything. Comfort never built someone who could stand through storms. It's the struggle that shapes the strongest travelers. Choose your path wisely. Your peace is sacred. Stop handing out keys to strangers. Your peace of mind is the most valuable thing you have. Yet so many people give it away freely, letting others control how they feel, think, and react. Imagine your mind as a house. Would you let just anyone walk in and rearrange your furniture? Of course not. So why do you allow strangers, toxic people, or negative thoughts to invade your mental space? Guard your peace like a treasure. Protect it fiercely. Once you start treating your peace as sacred, you'll stop giving power away to those who don't deserve it. Your calm is your strength. Don't lose it to anyone. Master your reactions. Respond with intention, not impulse. Power is not in exploding with anger or lashing out when you're hurt. True power is in control, choosing how you respond, not just reacting blindly. Every time you react on impulse, You give away your power to the situation or the person who triggered you. But when you pause, take a breath and respond with intention, you show who's really in charge. It's not about suppressing feelings, it's about guiding them. Master your reactions, and you master your life. The strongest people aren't the loudest. They're the ones who stay steady when everything is shaking. Loneliness weakens. Solitude strengthens loneliness, and solitude might feel the same at first, but they're very different. Loneliness is emptiness, a painful gap where connection is missing. Solitude is choice. The powerful act of being alone without feeling alone. Solitude is where you recharge, reflect, and find your inner voice. It teaches you to enjoy your own company and build strength from within. Choose solitude over loneliness. Learn to sit with yourself, grow with yourself, and stand tall alone. That choice builds a foundation no storm can shake. Love yourself enough to stand on your own ground. Self-love isn't selfish, it's the bedrock of emotional independence. When you truly love yourself, you don't depend on others to make you feel worthy or complete. You stand firm, even when people leave or disappoint you. That kind of love gives you roots so deep they won't break in any wind. It makes you unshakable, no matter what comes your way. Love yourself enough to be your own foundation, your own safe place, your own home. That's where real power lives. Your value doesn't walk out when people do. People will leave, friends move away, relationships end, support fades. But your value doesn't walk out with them. Your worth isn't tied to who's in your life, it's something you carry inside. In fact, when you stand alone, your true value shines brighter. It's not smaller, weaker, or less important. It multiplies. You become more because you've learned to rely on yourself. Don't let anyone else's presence or absence decide what you're worth. Your value is yours alone, and it's greater than you think. When support fades, the storm shows your true core. Support is like a shelter during a storm. It keeps you safe and warm. But storms don't last forever, and sometimes the shelter disappears. When that happens, the wind strips away everything weak and fragile. The branches that can't hold firm snap and fall. The storm exposes what's real inside you, your true core. If you haven't built a solid foundation, the storm will reveal it. But if you've worked on your inner strength, the storm won't break you. It will only show you how strong you've become. The Denzel rule: pressure always reveals the real you. Denzel Washington says pressure is a test. It shows who you really are. When life piles on weight, when challenges close in, that pressure forces you to respond. Some crumble, some rise. It's not about avoiding pressure, it's about learning to handle it. Pressure reveals weakness, but also uncovers strength you didn't know you had. When the weight feels too heavy, remember this is where your true character is formed. Who you are under pressure is who you really are. Make sure you're ready for that moment. Faith in yourself is the umbrella that outlasts the rain. Faith in yourself is not a magic shield, but it's the umbrella you hold when the storm hits. It won't stop the rain, but it keeps you from getting soaked. Hold your faith high, hold it tight. Hold it until the sun returns. Sometimes the rain feels endless, but the umbrella of your belief will carry you through. No matter how hard it pours, your faith protects you from giving up. When you believe in yourself, no storm is strong enough to wash away your hope. No one is born unbreakable, they build it through trials. No one comes into this world unbreakable. Strength is not a gift, it's something earned. Every scar you carry, every setback you survive, adds to your resilience. It's the hard moments that build toughness, not luck or ease. You learn to bend without breaking. You learn to get back up when the world knocks you down. Resilience is a story written in scars, sweat and tears. If you want to be unbreakable, embrace your trials. They are the tools that build your armor. Storms don't just break, They shape and strengthen. Storms have a reputation for destruction, but they do more than break. They also shape. The same winds that tear down weak branches carve deep roots and stronger trunks. The storms in your life don't only bring damage, they create new strength, new depth, new resilience. Each hardship is like a sculptor's hand, molding you into someone tougher, wiser, and ready for what's next. Remember, storms aren't just obstacles, they're the forge where your best self is made. Let your vision outlast the noise of their opinions. People will always have opinions, sometimes loud, sometimes quiet, but your vision is yours alone. Don't shrink your dreams to fit the limits others set. Their applause isn't a measure of your worth. If you let the noise control you, you'll never grow beyond their small view. Real vision is bigger than approval. It's about holding on to what you see inside, even when others don't get it. Let your vision outlast their voices. Keep moving forward, no matter how loud the doubts around you get. The quiet grind is the forge where legends are made before anyone hears your name or sees your success. There's a grind that no one notices. The early mornings, the late nights, the failures no one talks about. That's where greatness grows. It's quiet, it's lonely, and it's hard. But it's the most important work you'll ever do. The spotlight only finds those who are already prepared. So don't rush for the noise. Embrace the quiet grind. That's where legends are built, step by step, day by day. Be the lighthouse. Stand strong and let them come. You don't have to chase after people, approval, or validation. Be the lighthouse. Stand firm and steady. Shine your light clearly, no matter the weather or the waves. People are drawn to strength, not desperation. When you stand strong, you attract the right people, the right opportunities. Chasing after crowds only wears you down. Being the steady light invites those who belong and lets go of those who don't. Stand tall and let them come to you. Your dream is real the moment you believe it. Your dream doesn't need an audience to be real. It becomes real the moment you believe in it. Waiting for the world to recognize your vision is a trap. Validation from others is a bonus, not the foundation. The power lies in your belief. When you commit fully inside, your dream starts moving toward you. That's when the world begins to see it too. Don't let their doubts delay your journey. Your dream's reality begins with your faith in it. If they return, good. If they don't, even better people will come and go in your life, and that's okay. If they return, it's a sign they respect your strength and growth. But if they don't, that's even better. Thriving without their presence proves your independence. Your success, your happiness, your peace don't depend on anyone's company. The ultimate reward is not having to rely on others to stand tall. When you thrive with or without the crowd, you become unstoppable. From dependency to solitude, your transformation begins. You started this journey, leaning on others, searching for approval, waiting for permission, but now you're learning something powerful. True strength comes from standing on your own. Moving from dependency to solitude isn't about being alone. It's about trusting yourself enough to face life without needing a safety net. It's the moment you decide to stop asking for permission and start owning your power. This transformation changes everything. It's the difference between living a borrowed life and creating one that's truly yours. An oak doesn't beg the wind, it grows stronger roots. An oak tree doesn't plead with the wind to be gentle. Instead, it digs its roots deeper, letting the storm shape its foundation. That tree stands tall, not because it avoids the storm, but because it grows stronger through it. You are that oak. The challenges, the struggles, the lonely moments, they are not your enemies. They are the force that builds your roots, that makes you unshakable. When the wind blows hard, you won't break. You will stand firm, deeper, and stronger than ever before. Stand alone, stand tall, stand ready, stand alone, because your power comes from within, not from the crowd. Stand tall, because your strength is built on confidence, not on approval. Stand ready, because life will test you, challenge you, and demand your best. These are not just words, they are your new reality. Say them, feel them, live them, let them burn in your mind until they become your instinct. When you stand alone, tall and ready, nothing can shake you, nothing can break you. Today is the day to build your solo strength. The time to wait is over, the moment to act is now. Start building your strength in the quiet moments, when no one is watching. Take the steps that don't need approval. Make the choices that don't require approval. Every day you delay is a day you give your power away, but every step you take alone is a step closer to freedom. Today is the day you stop leaning and start standing. Don't wait for the perfect moment, create it with your own hands. Strong enough to stand alone, and never alone again. Being strong enough to stand alone doesn't mean you're isolated or lonely. It means you have become your own safe place, your own source of strength and peace. When you no longer depend on others to hold you up, you free yourself from fear, doubt and control. And that freedom creates a new kind of connection, a connection to yourself that can never be broken. The day you become unshakable is the day you realize you're never truly alone, because the greatest strength lives inside you.